money I see, clothes that I buy, ice that I wear, flows that I try. Close your eyes, picture me rolling sixes, money folding, chickens, honeys that swollen, the richest. Knots get in ya, most critically acclaimed Pulitzer Prize winner, best storyteller, thug narrator, my style's greater, model data, big threat to a lot of you haters. Commentators ringside try watching my paper, almost a decade, quite impressive. Most of the best is in the essence for this rap stuff that I stand for, expanding more to the big screen. Bill Gates dreams, but it seems you'd rather see me in jail with state dreams. Want me off the scene fast, but good things last. Like your favorite MC, still making some mean cast. First rapper to bring a platinum plaque back to the projects, but you still wanna hate? Be my guest, I suggest.
Welcome to the downtown studios of Cranford, New Jersey. You're down here at the Commissioner's Cove. Next to me is the co-commissioner, 13th Legion, and I am the commissioner, Ricky Let Me Down. Good evening, sir. How are you?
How you doing, Commish? I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. All right, we're going to
let's get into it, right?
Week number 10's recap of our league, Veterans of Fantasy Football Wars.
All right. Well, let's. We have another sponsor this week.
All right, let's hear it.
It's Ricky Let Me Down Cannabis Dispensaries. Yes, their motto is he wanted to go to work and be a star, but then he got high. But
he should have let me down in 2014.
Yeah, well, but yeah, go out and visit. You know? Get your chill on.
All right. Thank you for the shout out, Cole. I appreciate it. All right, we're gonna jump into this program. All right, we're gonna go into the recap of the week. All right, what do we have here? Game number 1, Leathernecks versus Just My Luck. Just My Luck is really coming on strong at the end of the year. You know, his team is built on individuals he drafted early, and he predicted them coming back week number 5, 6, and guess what? They're paying dividends now. What's your take on that?
Good all-around game from everyone.
Yeah.
If you take a look, Justin Herbert, getting hot at the right time, 35 points.
Yep.
Some guys might be taking hits coming up in the future. Amari Cooper with Deshaun Watson being out might take a little bit of a hit, but we'll see. But overall, well-rounded performance. And on the other side, Leathernecks had a well-rounded not performance.
Yeah, Aaron Jones is really hurting him on his team. You know,
Yes.
we thought he was going to do something special, but that just didn't come to fruition with 13 rushes with 35 yards. And his bench, I mean, he started Purdy with 29 points, and Jordan Love is just with 18. It's just the firepower isn't there as of now.
No, and then if you take a look at Just My Luck, he had a couple of guys on the bench. I know we made comments about how he was not going to start Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Didn't matter to him, but Jamar Chase is on the bench with 24 points, and then Noah Brown also, who he picked up the last second before Sunday's started in the games.
Yep.
25 points. So he's looking good going forward.
And don't forget, he picked up a defense, the Cleveland Browns defense last week, and guess what? That's going to pay dividends for him in a couple of weeks or so. They're going to be on the field a lot.
In the long run, yes.
All right.
Next game.
Next game, Sunnyvale versus Buff Fumble, and this one here,
A little bit of surprise.
Yeah, we everyone expected the champ to win this game, but guess what? Buff Fumble came with the victory, 139-102, and that was a big surprise. Dak Prescott with 48 points. You know, the one who's been, again, we've been talking about him for the last couple of weeks, Tony Pollard. You know, we don't know what's going on with him. The rumor on the fantasy front that he might be losing some carries to my man, who?
Rico Dodell.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
He's got another good matchup coming up, so don't give up on him yet.
Right.
And then, he's been consistent. It's just that he's not falling into the end zone,
Yeah, that's good. Keep giving it to CeeDee
Everyone
Lamb.
else. They turned into a passing team, Dallas has, and that's evident with CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks had a huge game, but, it all starts with Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott is the one who carried Butt Fumble this week, and he had 48 points from Dak, 27 from Mike Evans, Garrett Wilson, 18. He played 2 tight ends that gave him a combined 14 points, but it didn't seem to matter. He had enough to beat Sunnyvale.
Yep. All right. The bench, Brian Robinson decided to come to work. And with 27 points, to put him on. But it didn't matter. He won the game. But you know what? That's surprising with Brian Robinson. And hopefully...
Yeah, I didn't think he was helped by a lot of passing yards.
Yep.
But that's something you don't expect from him.
Yeah.
So, all right. Next game is my game.
Your game.
13th Legion against Raider Nation.
Yeah.
surprise.
Well, this one,
Not to me, but surprise.
Cole, you still have some life. You got a chip in the chair, my friend. You're 4-6 with this victory. Raider Nation drops to 6-4. Raider Nation, 13th Legion won this game 134-109, led by let's see here, Jamar Gibbs. Gibbs. We were a little nervous about Jamar Gibbs with Montgomery coming back, but you know what? They both did well. All right.
Yes.
They both did well, and then you got a nice little Jalen Warren. Good news on that one because you know what? Najee Harris is going to be benched for Jalen Warren.
He's not benched.
He's
I don't
benched.
know what you're talking about. They're going to still split carries.
No.
They've turned into a running team, which is going to hurt. Obviously, the other guy on my team, which is Deontay Johnson,
Yep.
2 points, and it affects Pickens going out and also down the line.
Yep.
So we'll see how that goes forward. But yeah, I had a good all-around game. All my guys scored double figures except for Deontay.
But I want to point something out here. You traded Amon-Ra St. Brown for a second-round pick. If Amon-Ra St. Brown was on your team with a 4-6 record, you still have a chance to make the playoffs. How do you feel if you make the playoffs without Amon-Ra St. Brown? How do you feel about that?
I would be ecstatic. I would get 2 extra picks in the early rounds of the draft, and I'm still making the playoffs. Amon-Ra was the toughest one. I was, we're going to go. I know we go over the stats a little later in the other segment, but let's just say that fantasy points, C.J. Stroud and Pat Mahomes, the same fantasy points.
Yeah, I know. I agree.
So for the most part, I didn't lose anything at quarterback, but I did lose Amon-Ra. That was a big hurt for me. But
all right.
Raider Nation, Gabe Davis is not helping him out at all. Amon-Ra did come through, so it's not for the lack of doing the trade. It's just that he has other guys on his team that they're just not living up to their standards. Josh Allen being one, 2 interceptions and a fumble. So
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next game. It's going to be El Nino and the Family Curse.
Oh, El Nino came victorious. He's 7-3 record now, and I believe the Family Curse 4-6 record. Now he's 2 games out of the playoff spot because everyone in the division is 6-4. Doesn't mean he's out of it, but he's got a little hole that he's got to climb out of. Trevor Lawrence gave him -2 points. Kenneth Walker did well for him with 19. Jerome Ford 13, and Keenan Allen, man,
unbelievable,
41 points.
Yes.
He's injured, but we'll see how that injury is gonna affect him next week. Chris Godwin hasn't really been doing much. Marquise Brown, I think, is gonna do well with Kyle Murray being back. They just gotta link up with timing. Obviously, he's a Cincinnati Bengal fan, so he started his Bengals. Let's see if he starts them tonight against the Baltimore Ravens. And then Mr. El Nino riding Mr. Sam Howell, with 29 points. He's been amazing this year.
Yes, in our next segment, I got a little something about Sam Howell.
All right, so everyone else,
McCaffrey's still keeping his totals up, and El Nino's riding a couple of guys. You're right, Sam Howell really is surprising.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything more on that one? No.
Nope.
Right. All right. Let's go to the next one. It's before we get to the game of the week, let's just go to show me your TDs against yourself, Ricky. Let me down.
I won
you
this.
And your cannabis dispensaries.
I won 129 to 110. It brings back AJ. Show me your TDs record to 1-9. Obviously, everyone knows he sold his team. He's 1-9. He has. I think he's been eliminated by to the playoffs. So.
I don't think he has a chance now.
Yeah, I don't think so. Bringing me to 6-4. Okay, I started Kyle Murray here. I think big things about Kyle. I believe he left 3 touchdowns out on the field, so I think 15 points could have been more points. One I'm a little nervous about was Travis ATM, but he was playing against San Fran. I know it's a tough defense.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about
Mr. Stephon Diggs up in Buffalo. I mean, they fired the offensive coordinator. I don't know how that's going to affect him. I think the squeaky wheel might get the oil.
What squeaky wheel? You and I had this conversation, and I wrote down some numbers because I cannot believe you said that. He leads the league in receptions. He leads the league in targets. He's 5th in the league in receiving yards. How much more can you give him?
He wants more touchdowns, and so do I. All right. I had to start Juwan Johnson,
the problem in Buffalo is not Stephon Diggs. It wasn't the offensive coordinator. It's Josh Allen.
Excuse me?
10 interceptions and 3 fumbles. 4 fumbles. I'm sorry.
They say he's a
That's
star.
That's a lot of turnovers.
They say he's a star.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead. You started Juwan Johnson.
Juwan Johnson, because Kelsey was on a bye, and I was even though I won the game 1 point, I always want to score more than at least double digits.
I know you want to score 150 every game or more.
I want to have my average, and show me Show Me Your TDs didn't start Indianapolis Colts with 23 points. He started Minnesota. And then I picked up that guy off the waiver wire on the bench right now, Mr. Joshua Dobbs. And I think he's doing very well.
Pastronaut.
Yes. Top 10 points in quarterback. Can you believe that?
No. He came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But it's been a surprising year for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Injury-wise, stat-wise, it's just it's been a very unusual year. Mm-hmm. But let's move on from that and let's get to the last game on the schedule. This was our game of the week last week, and it's also this week's nail biter.
Yes, it is.
Devil Dog against Crystal Blue, and Devil Dog pulled it out.
119 to 110.
Yep.
Devil Dog 7-3. Crystal Blue 6-4. All right. This is what we have here. Devil Dog, Jared Goff with 26 points. Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense with 20. Chris Boswell 13. Alave, when Carr went out and you had Jameson Wilson came in, he got a lot of points.
Yes.
Okay. It comes to, you start thinking about it. Is it really the quarterback? It might be the quarterback play. Who knows? And then you have Breece Hall. A little question mark there. Only 13 rushes, 28 yards against the Raiders. And then Mr. King Henry. King Henry is, it's mind-boggling because 11 rushes with 24 yards.
Yeah, it's feast or famine for Henry. If he breaks a few big runs, then he's got a good game. But if not, then he's very pedestrian.
Yeah.
Breece Hall was a shock. That was one of the guys last week that I thought would have a good game against the Raiders defense, but it just didn't come up.
Yeah.
Raiders defense playing inspired ball.
But Crystal Blue is getting Mr. Devon Achane back this week, so I believe that's a big piece to his team. Joe Burrow with 22, Kareem Hunt. I believe he replaced Kareem Hunt with Devon Achane, and Barkley is who we thought he was. He's a great running back on a terrible team.
Yes, the offensive line is going to kill him.
Yep.
And you again brought up. We had this debate about would you be worried about him? And
I said yes.
I know you said yes, and I said
we're going to go through that.
He's going to be who he's going to be.
All right.
It's just he didn't get a touchdown. 13 for 66 is not bad.
But T.J. Hawkinson's really, 31 points, and this guy Dobbs is loving his tight end.
Yeah, it seems like that. Well, we'll see how that changes
with J.J. comes back. Yep.
Yes.
All right. That is our nail biter of the week. All right. The biggest blowout of the week came against Just My Luck and Leathernecks. And Just My Luck beat Leathernecks by 62 points. Okay. In that game, Leathernecks 3-7. It's hard for him to climb out of the basement as well. All right. The biggest performer of the week is Mr. Dak Prescott with 48 points.
Yes.
For who?
For Butt Fumble.
For Butt Fumble.
Yes.
Butt Fumble's still in the game.
No, he and I are battling it out.
Yes, it is.
We're trying to get that last playoff spot in our division.
Yes, it is. There really wasn't any waiver wire pickups that really helped anyone out. Maybe Dobbs, but he's not really starting for my team. Just a pickup on the bench, but that's not really one to say it propelled you. I say people coming back from the IR is much more intriguing for these teams.
Yes.
Okay. Like JJ.
Right.
Achane coming back.
Right.
Fields coming back.
Yes.
Okay. Herbert's coming back.
Affecting not so much of what Herbert could do, but how much it's going to affect Dante Foreman. Yes.
Kareem Williams is coming back.
Kareem Williams. Yes.
So all these guys coming back, those are the biggest acquisitions in my opinion coming back soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There wasn't any worse benching of the week because you know what? No benching could have helped anyone win the game.
No.
All right. We got the You Got section. All right. No, you want to start the You Got section?
Yeah, sure. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
At number 3, Mr. Herbert with 35 points. Leathernecks, guess what? You got. Coming in at number 2, CD Lamb with 41 points. Guess what? Show me your TDs. You got.
As he has most of the year.
Yes, he has. He's been showing up in the You Got segments almost every week.
Yes, but you know what? I will say this: waiver wire wise, he's very active.
Well, it's about time.
Why couldn't he be that active when his team was still in it?
Wow.
Makes me wonder whether or not he's just trying to strike gold to sell yet another player.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. And coming in number
AJ, I'm watching you.
Yeah, we sure are. Got your eye on you.
Yeah.
And then coming in number 1, Mr. Dak Prescott with 48 points. Guess what, son of L? You got. All right. That is the You Got segment. All right. Any concerns of the week? Anything?
Concerns are going to be I don't think you have to worry about Stephon Diggs. You know, I don't know if you've ever taken a look at what Joe Brady, their new offensive coordinator, was. He was the co-offensive coordinator in LSU when Burrow was there with Jefferson and Jamar. Then he went on to Carolina, the Panthers, for a little bit, while he still had bad quarterbacks, all right? But he had Christian McCaffrey. Wow. So he likes to spread it out. Mm-hmm. So instead of 2 wide receiver sets and 2 tight ends, you're going to instead of 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends, you're probably going to see more 3 wide receiver or 4 wide receiver. So Stephon, like I told you, is going to still get his. But the other guys who might be in play now,
Gabe Davis,
Kincaid. Not so much Kincaid, but it's going to be the other guy, the other slot receiver.
McKenzie?
It's not.
Because I know who you're talking about.
Yes.
I can't remember his name.
I'm sorry, I don't remember his name. But yeah, those are the people that I think are going to benefit from spreading it out. And he's going to use motion. So, but James Cook, that might help James Cook because it'll spread everything out and everything's so compact and close to the line.
Let me ask you this question. Is Josh Allen going to run the ball more now under his
He shouldn't, because that wasn't in the repertoire of Brady's calls. All right, and there's another reason not to run the ball. Mm-hmm. You know, he's already gotten hurt with his shoulder. You know, you don't want to risk any more injury. Now, will Josh Allen not run? I don't know. How many of the runs that he had prior to this change were because Josh Allen decided to take off and run, or were they designed? So I don't know. I think it was, you think about, they had the second best offense last year. They were in the top 10 this year. Did you really need to make this move? Unfortunately, someone had to go, and Dorsey was the guy. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if Brady's going to do anything different. The team, like I told you before, you had 12 to 14 turnovers by Josh Allen, which is the big difference. Mm-hmm. They didn't lose the game Monday night because they couldn't score. They lost because they couldn't stop Denver from coming down and scoring.
They lost a lot of people on their defense. So.
Correct. But why didn't they fire the defensive coordinator then? So that's my one issue with Buffalo. I have a concern with Saquon because I think that obviously they're going to be a run-heavy team, mm-hmm. And they still don't have the offensive line. I think teams are going to do 8-man boxes, and it's going to stunt his ability.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't know if there's anything that presses me, worries me. All Dante Foreman might catch a few,
Dante Foreman came up on the injury report, so he was limited in practice today. However, Khalil Herbert he practiced in full, but that's for the next segment.
Yeah, and then unfortunately Deshaun Watson. So I am concerned about all the pass receivers in Cleveland, mm-hmm. from Elijah to Amari to Njoku, but their running game might benefit from that. So We'll just see how that plays out.
All right, let's go to our pick'ems between you and I.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so this week, Cole, you came out 4-2 this week. I mean, you've been really hitting the games.
I've been trying to go against your picks,
right,
because I just don't feel like we should be picking the same teams, all of us.
All right, and I went 5-1 this week.
I know you edged me out.
All right, however, on the year, I am 20-22. And you are 24-18.
Yeah, I'm still 500. I'm still there.
You're still there. All right, that's what I have. So let's go into our pick'ems for week number 10.
Okay. So you're gonna start off with. I guess you're gonna start off with the Legion here. Leathernecks against my team, 13th Legion.
I'm gonna go 13th Legion.
Of course, I have never bet against me so far this year, and I'm not going to stop now. He did pick up San Fran's defense, so the point spread right now looks bad, but it's going to get a lot closer.
Okay.
All right. Next game, Son of L against you. Now, this is a tough game.
It's a tough game.
The champ against I want to be in the playoffs this year.
I'm going with myself.
I'm going to go with you, too, because I really need you to beat Son of L. I'm 4 games left, 2 games out of a playoff spot. I really need this win. So, sorry, champ, but I got to root for for your opponent.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No. All right.
El Nino versus Buffalo. All right. This is, let's see here.
Listen, on paper,
I'm going with Buffalo.
This is going to be a very close game. And since you're going with Buffalo, I'm going to go with El Nino.
Okay.
Because it is close. And like I said, I don't want to just always pick what you pick.
All right. Let's do it.
All right. Let's see. The next game, Devil Dog and show me your TDs.
Let's skip this game.
I don't even know why they're giving him the advantage over
Let's
here.
look at his team here.
He's got Will Levis starting, who hasn't really blown it up outside that Atlanta game. He's got Mixon, who hasn't blown anything up. Dante Foreman could be hurt.
Hold on now. Let's look here. You know what? I'm gonna go with this is my upset of the week.
Okay.
I'm going show me your titties.
Well, that's the reason why I'm going to beat you next week in the picks, because I'm going with Devil Dog.
Okay, let's go.
All right.
I got you. Show me.
All right. Next game, Family Curse and Crystal Blue. This is a big game and a tight game. And we've discussed Family Curse still has to pick up a tight end.
Yeah.
We've discussed how tight your division is.
Yeah.
All right. And
I kind of need. This is tough.
The 4 top teams in your division are battling against each other this week. So
I am going to have to go. I'm going to take. He's got Achan. I'm going to go with Family Curse this game.
And he is starting Cincy. How about that?
Yes, he is.
We'll find out if that was a good start tonight. It's going to be close. Judy got hurt. He might have to replace him. He came up on the injury report. Saquon's going to have a tough time against Washington.
He's putting Achan in there.
Yeah, I know he's going to put Achan in there. You know what? I think I'm going to have to go to Family Curse also.
Shame on you.
I think so. I mean, a lot of injuries came up late for Crystal Blue. So, and I know Crystal Blue. He gave us his theory about how he prepares for the game earlier in the year. We had that interview, and I think he's going to put the best team out there. I just think that it's going to fall a little short against Family Curse.
And the last game we're going to have here is the game of the week that the co-commissioner and I picked. It's going to be Raider Nation versus Just My Luck, the battle of the 6 and 4, and I believe whoever wins this game is going to be in first place.
Yes, and there's a possibility that you'd have a 3-way tie for first,
Yeah.
depending on how everything plays out. But we'll see. We'll talk about that next week. But
who do you have?
Listen, I'm going for Raider Nation. He's been down on his luck. He's due for a turnaround. I think he's going to come up. He's going to come up big in this game.
He's starting A.J. Dillon there and Antonio Gibson. I got to go with Raider Nation, too.
Gibson also came up on the injury report.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got to go with Raider Nation. So I picked you, Raider Nation. So I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear your. Hold on. I got something for you.
I don't want to hear you crying, because it sounds like this. When I talk to you and we talk about your team, you sound like a baby. You sound like you're crying. So I don't want to hear this voice. Okay? All right. When we get together for Thanksgiving, I don't want to hear this. So I got you this week.
All right.
Okay. Well said. Well said.
Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to the standings. All right. This. We've been talking about the standings here. So in the North Division, you got Raider Nation right now in first place. Crystal Blue. I'm sorry. Raider Nation was 6 and 4. Crystal Blue second place, 6 and 4. Just My Luck, 6 and 4. Ricky Let Me Down, 6 and 4. Family Curse, 4 and 6. Show Me Your Titties is 1. He is 1 and 9. South Division. Devil Dog, 7 and 3. El Nino, 7 and 3. Son of El, 6 and 4. 13th Legion, 4 and 6. Butt Fumble, 4 and 6. Leathernecks, 3 and 7. Okay, so it's tight. It's getting closer and closer to the playoff push.
Yeah, I mean the only thing, there are 4 teams tied in your division, and the only thing really that separates them are your division records.
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. So that's what we have. All right, Cole. That's what we have for the recap for week number 10 for our league.
Okay. Yeah.
I appreciate all your insights, all your Stephon Diggs words of wisdom, words of encouragement. All right, I'm not ready to jump off the ledge yet with Stephon. We'll see what happens this week. Good luck on your game, because
there's no need to step off the ledge with Stephon. Stephon is,
I hope so,
tops in the league. All right, he's top 3 wide receiver in the league.
I need him to be 1 and 2 next to CeeDee Lamb and Stephon.
Of course, you got to root for your guys.
Of course.
I understand. All right, Commissioner.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
See you next time.
You guys have a good night, and hopefully you guys win.
Yeah.
Unless you play myself
Yes.
or the co-commissioner. Bye-bye.
Take care.